Every single morning when I get out of bed, it's a struggle, right? I have three blankets. I have a just a normal comforter, then I have a little bit of a fuzzier blanket underneath that, and then above those two, I have a giant weighted blanket. So, not only is it just a normal struggle to want to get out of bed, but I also am in the comfiest and coziest spot in the entire world. I tell you, my bed is so comfy. I got the three blankets. I got so many pillows. And don't even get me started if my cats are sleeping on me. It's a struggle, right? But every single day, I get out of bed. I I manage it. I don't like it sometimes, but I get out of bed, and I just that's such a like normal thing, right? Such a normal normal thing, getting out of bed, right? But the concept of having to leave that comfort, leave the most I'm gonna emphasize it again, the comfiest place on earth, and get out into the cold because I keep my bedroom really cold, just to get out of my bed, get into the cold, put on my work uniform, and like 8 o'clock in the morning, it's really cold. Get on my uniform, get in my car, and get to work. It's a struggle some days. Some days I'm just like I just don't want to get out of bed. It's so comfy, or I feel really sick, or I feel very lethargic, and I just don't want to move. I don't want to do anything. But at the end of the day, it the task needs to be done, and I have to be the one to complete it. So I have to leave the comfort of my bed, just slap myself awake, and just get to work. And a lot of the times in life, it's something similar. Not necessarily having to start your day, but I mean just getting out of your comfort zone, stepping out of where you are just neutral and where you've just been and you're not seeing a lot of progress, just moving and doing something different, doing something unique, doing something alternative to be able to start something anew is always difficult. Stepping out of your comfort zone is one of the hardest things someone can do because it's different and change is hard as hell. When I first moved here, I lived in Prosper, Texas, and I've moved up here to Anna. And for me, it wasn't that hard, right? Because I not only was I not really attached to that house, but I also I knew this was just a stepping stone for the future. So for me, it wasn't that big of a change. But for my mom, dude, that it was hard. That house, she designed that house. She damn near built that house from the ground up, and she had to watch it be taken away by the bank after numerous times of my uncle just screwing us over with how they wanted to divvy up the house payments or the divvy up the payment once we sold the house. It was a big mess. It was a really big mess, and we lost that battle. We lost it. Bank ends up tanking it, and what was seemed like such a simple transaction was turned into a big blown out mess, and we lose. We lose that, and we're here now. So not only did my mom have to endure this long battle of wanting to save her house, but she then loses and has to find a new house within like a week and then move all of her shit over here. And for her, it was really hard. It was really hard to step out of that comfort zone of knowing you're going to be in that house forever, or at least until we all move out and then she can do whatever at that point. But my point is, my mom had to struggle a lot there, but she came through because even though she was uncomfortable, even though this was all new to her, even though this was all just thrown at her and she couldn't really think of a plan immediately, she dealt with it. She trucked it through, she put on a helmet, and she just walked forward. And she kept walking, and she kept walking. And I think there's a lot to learn from that, right? Because my mom had been living there for roughly 18 years, I want to say, maybe 18, 19 years. So almost 2 decades of being in the same house, right? I mean, I was there too, but I mean, to me, it just, I didn't really care, right? But she cared a lot. I remember she actually, the day we moved out, we had, how parents will mark your height on like a door frame. She, she took a saw and cut off part of the door frame that like had all of her heights on it and took it with us. So she still has all the memories that she put in, like literally into the house. She just took it with her, right? And I think that's just amazing because not only was my mom able to just struggle through it, but she was able to come out of it as a better and stronger person. Because even though like sometimes I'll drive by that house. It's still in my old, it's in my delivery zone. So I'll sometimes have to drive through that neighborhood again. And I remember it was just before Christmas. It was just before Christmas, and I'm delivering to the house right behind it. And I turn around. Imagine there's a big ass backyard, right? And then it's the back of the house, and it peers. There's six giant windows, six rectangular windows, and they peer right into the living room. Living room is huge. It spans the entire 2 floors, and there's a Christmas tree that goes from obviously the floor all the way to the ceiling. Gotta be at least like, yeah, it was a fuck. I mean, shit. I don't know how to type, but it was a 2 story fucking tree. And I remember we didn't have a tree like that. Our tree was like a normal size Christmas tree, I guess. And I told my mom, I'm like, hey, man, I drove by the house and I saw the family there. They got like this big ass fucking tree, a big ass tree. And my mom was like, man, I always wanted a tree like that. A tree that just took a fucking just a big ass tree. She wanted to take advantage of the amount of space that that room had, and she wanted a big fucking tree. And I just felt so bad. I felt so bad because even though she's come all this way, and we've been living at this house for a little under a year now, it still evokes emotion about that old house. Thinking, man, I wish we could have stayed there. I wish we could have done so many more things in that house while we still had it. But at the end, my mom didn't seem all that sad. And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, maybe she's over it at this point. But a part of me knows that even though she has like exited that comfort zone and she's settling into a new one, there's still that remembrance of a life of old, right? She still urges and yearns for the life of having a very big house and a very big family. And it made me think like even though we can exit our comfort zones and grow as people, there's still a good part of us that just wants to be in that comfort zone. Just wants to just sit there and be stagnant and just exist and just be happy. Because at the end of the day, it's called a comfort zone for a reason. Because it just makes you happy. It just makes you feel okay. It makes you feel safe. In about 2 years, I'm gonna move out. I'm gonna move out to a new state, live with my friend, but I'm gonna be in a completely new area, completely new people. Uh, get rid of all the old people. I'm moving away, multiple states away, and I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. Obviously, I am like I want to move out, but I don't know if I'm ready for the entirety of the package of moving out. You know, I don't think I'm ready for not being able to see all of my animals in one place, or I don't think I'm going to be able to be ready to just not be able to just walk over to my mom's room. You know, I think that's a little scary. But at some point, I'm gonna have to face that, and I'm gonna have to just truck through it. You know, it's gonna happen. It's it's gonna be a thing I have to deal with, and I'm gonna have to figure out a way to just get out of my comfort zone, get out of the mentality of wanting to just stay home and stay stagnant. And I'm gonna have to just get out of the house. Because I imagine once I move out, I'm gonna be able to be in a lot more of a social setting. So that's also gonna be new. Because I don't really go out a lot. So there's a whole lot of new that I'm gonna have to face. And it's gonna really pull me out of my comfort zone, but I'm gonna have to figure it out. I'm gonna have to figure it out a lot. So the message of this one is get out of your comfort zone. Try new things. Figure things out. See what you like, see what you don't like, but get out of your comfort zone. Because that is really the only way to grow as a person, really. Thank you.